Well, some pretty big news for Terra Luna Classic holders. We've seen a big rally today, and equally there is more to come. We're going to be taking a look at exactly why did the price move so aggressively today, and what do you need to know for the next coming few days. All that and some more in this video. So be sure to stay up to date with everything going on. Subscribe to the channel, turn your notification bells on so you know when we upload a new video or when we go live every single night. And let's dive into it. So look at the market. We are marginally down 0.9%, 807.35. I'm just going to refresh there. 1% down on the day. 16.7, you can see a big chunk of it driven out of Bitcoin. Ethereum down 1.27%. But as we come down the market, you see a couple of coins rallying down. Equally, some having a pretty nice move. You can see here 3.58 on OKB, 2.86 on Quant. ApeCoin starting to move a little bit, which is good for those staking rewards if you are. And then Terra Luna Classic, now the 38th highest ranked cryptocurrency out there. We've moved up 5 places in less than 10 days. Now, a couple of interesting points here. $1 billion market cap is done, 7.8% up. $303 million in terms of volume, 112% up on the day. So you can see there is some big money moving in. And ultimately, why are we seeing this before we take a look at the technicals? Well, there's a brilliant article here from News BTC that talks about the 16% rally in Luna Classic. And we're going to take a look specifically at the governance votes that have come out recently. But Terra Luna Classic continues to show strength in a market despite losing over 99.9% of its value over the last 8 months. The digital asset, which has now been reduced to a meme coin level, which I absolutely don't agree with whatsoever. Presently, Lunk is seeing double-digit gains even at a time when the majority of the market remains muted in terms of price performance. It says Terra Classic showed a massive rally on Boxing Day that solidified massive gains for investors over the last 24 hours. Lunk has been able to rally more than 16% and has successfully broken resistance at the 18 level. Now, we have retraced back down again, but my point was trying to stay above the 17s. I thought that was a really good price point for us. Price recovery follows a return to positive sentiment in the community as a new developer task force called the Joint Layer 1 Task Force has proposed a Layer 1 Terra Classic blockchain. This comes as the community looks to move on from Terra Rebels, the first Lunk developer task force that is now plagued by various accusations. The community has already called for a return of the $150,000 that was allocated to the task force previously. Now, it's an interesting point that we talk about, and in specific natures, this is the vote for the for the Joint Layer 1 Task Force. It's now officially on the vote in 11168, sorry. Interestingly, it's already nearly at quorum. Massive amounts of people really supporting this. Interstellar Lounge, TCB, Orion, Stakebin, some of those big validators already voting specifically on this. The full article, we've done a video. I'll leave that in the link. Leave that link in the description so you can go and check it out. But ultimately, this is going to build out and being really transparent and honest. It's going to cost this amount of money, but this is what we are going to do. You can hold us to account for it. And for me, Edward, Tobias, and Till are the key moments and the key performing people on this. So it's a very positive move forward. And ultimately, we have a very specific roadmap. And I think that's really important when we are rebuilding, is to be very, very clear in terms of what should be met by which goals, and the community can hold these people to account. Likewise, the funding we know has already gone back. So Repel Proposal 10983 has passed and is already ready to rock and roll. Those minting taxes back down to what they should have been, and you can see it ended 9 hours ago, and ultimately supporting back to where it was. So we've had 2 big catalysts where people genuinely believe the sentiment of Luna Classic is changing, and we are seeing a more positive movement going forward. And I think it's incredibly bullish for us to see that. Likewise, with that article, continues to talk about the step forward in Luna Classic. Now, interestingly, is there more to come? Well, Terra Classic is currently sitting at the top of the list of top gainers on CoinMarketCap over the past 24 hours. Why is that important? Well, people see it. There's people that invest in cryptocurrencies based on whether it's green or red. It's just as simple as that. And anything we can be the top of, or we can be outperforming the general market, then it's always a positive sentiment. Approximately 70% jump in the last day. Digital asset defies a market that has been slow movement, specifically with Bitcoin volatility dropping to all-time lows. Lunk, on the other hand, tends to thrive in times like this. We've talked about this before. We don't book the same trend as Bitcoin, but it also talks about it presents an opportunity for investors since the easy to move the needle, coupled with the recent rise in positive sentiment in the community, and it's a recipe for success. And long may that continue. Now, looking at the price action, we can see we're testing a couple of these lines of support, the 1707 line, and equally as we move up slightly higher to this 18.3 level. And I think we could see we are just testing the 50-day EMA. It'd be nice to break this. We did break the trend and equally saw some massive money coming into Lunar Classic. We can't, deny these on 2 big days. And we did top out as high as 18.6, which is absolutely crazy in terms of where we went from. So we'll have to stay very close to it. Looks like we are currently minting a red candle on the day, but we have just tipped into a new day here in the United Kingdom. So we'll stay close to it. But my idea was to stay above 17, and I think we then consolidate sideways, maybe for the next couple of days as people return and businesses return and investors start to return, and then we start to see another leg up, specifically when we know we get the layer 1 joint task force, and when they start to implement and they start to move, I think we're going to see some pretty aggressive movement in the price. Let me know what you think of all of this. Specifically, let me know what you think of the joint layer 1 task force. Dead interesting, and I for one feel there is definitely a shift, there's a bit of excitement back into Terra Lunar Classic, and that can only be a good thing. 3x in terms of volume. In fact, it's actually more, it's probably 6x in terms of volume. 127% up on the day. Absolutely crazy. Those Binance burns coming very, very soon. We're probably within a week of seeing those. Remember to check that video out, coming very soon to tell you all about the Binance burns. But as ever, thank you so much for the support. Don't forget to like and hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.